Dear children, today we are going to design a program to accept a day number, year in 4 digits from the user to generate and display the corresponding date. And also we will accept one positive integer n from the user to compute and display the future date corresponding to n days after the generated date. So we will be testing the program from the random data. Two examples have been given. You can see that. So initially the day number was 233, year was 2008, and date after was 17. The output was 28 2008, and after 17 days of from the date 28 2008, the next date was 6 9 2008. And in a similar fashion for the second random data also, the program should work. And program should work for all possible positive integer values which user can input. So in the previous video, we have assumed few things. First of all, we have assumed this integer array having the maximum number of days month by month, and one function we have made which was for the which was actually checking for the leap year. The function was returning true when the value passed is a leap year, otherwise false. And second function was calculating the validity of the date. So in this, let's start. So first of all, we need to declare scanner class so that we can receive the values from the user. So we have got few values, like we have got days, we have got this variable year, and we need few more variables we will be declaring later on. But first of all, we have to input enter year part, and here suppose we have entered this year. This is what we have done. And after we have entered this year, immediately we need to check if this particular year is a leap year or not. So if it is a leap year, immediately at the index number 2, which is actually representing the February month, if this is a leap year, immediately this will modify the content of this function. So here what is happening, if this current year is a leap year, immediately the content here in this array, which is 28, will get replaced by the value which is 29, and if it is not a leap year, the value will remain unchanged. So here we are using ternary operator. I hope everybody knows how to use ternary operator, which receives 3 operands. So actually, if this given condition is true, this value will get received at index number 2, otherwise this 28 will get received. So here we have done this. After that, we need to input the day part. So here in this days part, we have received this value. We have entered any positive integer. We need to declare a few more values, like we need to know from which month actually. So here month equals to 1, which is representing January month, and here we need to find out the first date on this particular day, which is being represented by this variable days. So for this, we need to start a while loop while days are more than month of n, which is m. So initially it is representing this. Initially, this is representing the month of January, which is 29. So suppose here we have entered 30. So in days variable, if we have entered 30, so if 30 is more than 31, then only the loop will continue. Otherwise, it will terminate. So at present, this will not work. At present, this will not work. I'm going to show you with one example here. Here, children, here, suppose I'm going to input this variable. Here, I'm just going to print days plus slash plus m plus slash plus this year part. And here, I'm just going to execute this part. See, suppose this y. So actually, this is not y rather than it is year part. So here it is year part and it is replacing 29 and others. Okay, now it's so first of all, let us see that. Suppose I have entered 2008, which is a leap year, and here I am just giving you the input 30. So here the date will be 30th January 2008 only. This loop will not work. And if this value is more than that, then only this loop will work. Here inside this, I'm just displaying this message loop working. Suppose here it is the value is of the year is 2008, and suppose the total number of days are 100. So you see that loop is working. So since I have not modified the content of the loop, so this loop becomes infinite. So here now I'm going to write something inside the body of this loop. Now this loop is working whenever the value of days becomes more than month of n of m. So here, if what I'm going to do, I'm just checking if the value of days exceeds month of n of m. If the value of days exceeds, immediately this days will become days minus month n of m immediately. And here after that we will proceed for the next month. If not, the loop will get terminated. So let us see this. Here suppose the value is 35, and now see what happens. Sorry, by mistake I have entered this wrong value here. Sorry, I'm just going to execute this one more time. Suppose the year is 2008 and the value is here, which is 35. You will see that the loop will terminate, and from 35 this 31 has been subtracted. The value becomes 4, and for the month of February this 4 will get compared with the value which is stored there, which is 29. In that situation, what happens? This loop will terminate and this corresponding date will be displayed on the screen. You see that initially what happens? Initially it was 35. Now 35 is more than 31, so this loop will work, and then 31 was subtracted from this, so the value becomes 4, and here m becomes 2. So next time it is 29, so this condition is false. The loop terminates, and after that what happens? That corresponding date is printed on the screen. But consider the situation when user has entered a large value which is more than 365. So it simply means that we will proceed for the next year. In that situation, what we will be doing here within this only, if the value of m reaches 13. If the value of m reaches 13, it means we have passed the month of December of that corresponding year. So what we will be doing? We will be making this m1 again. We will be incrementing the value of year by 1. We will be incrementing the value of year by 1. And then again the same situation is happening here. And here what we will be doing? We need to check it again. So here we need to check if this particular year is a leap year, then again the same modification within that particular array will happen. Now let us see that. So in this case, what is happening? Suppose we have got this value entered, which is 2008, and here we have entered 3066. See what happens. This 2008 is actually a leap year. So it is having 366 days within this year. That's why here the value is 31st December 2008, which is the corresponding current date. Now check for another one. And suppose it is 2009 and it is 3066. So what will happen? It is 1st January 2010. So it is 1st January 2010. Now it is working for us. In the question, what was the question? We have done the half part of this question. So till now we have generated this much part, but we have not received the date after value. So we need to receive that date after value. We need to receive. So here what we will be doing, we need to declare few more variables. We need to declare one more variables. Here I have got days and one more is days 1 I need to declare. And here when you got this enter days, here enter days after. So in this, I am just receiving days 1 is equals to ss.nextint, ss.nextint. So in order to find out the corresponding date after these many days, after days 1 many days, we need to modify this value. Suppose I have got days 1 plus, which is days. Actually, from the what I have done, suppose after 17 days I want to know another day, which is after 366 days, when the year was 2009. So what will happen? The corresponding current date will be 1st January 2010 and then 17 more days. That's why I'm just adding 366 plus 17. So here after printing this corresponding date, what I want to do is immediately I need to initialize this value m by 1, and from the scratch I have to do the same. The rest of the part will be repeated. So here the rest of the part will be repeated for the same year. And here what I have to do is I have to modify this code. I have to append this code, and everywhere I have to write this days 1. Days 1 is equals to days 1 minus, and every time I have to do the same. And here also two different copies of variables I have to make, which is year, and one more is which is for the one duplicate copy year 1 I have got, and actually this year 1 is the actual copy of that year 1, and here after this process I have to modify this year 1, not that year part, because I have to modify this. And when this happens, I need to write year 1 everywhere, year 1, and here also I have to write year 1. One more thing I have to do, I want to receive this days 2 variable. I want to take the duplicate copy of days 1, so that after getting this particular date, which is the final date, which is the final date here, I need to print I need to print days 1 along with this 1 and along with this year 1. And here I want to print that after days 2, number of days, the next date will be this one. Let me check this. So cannot find the symbol after days 2. Let me see that. After days 2, this variable I have not declared. So here one more variable is needed, which is days 2. So here, suppose the year is 2009, and after 366 days I want, and after how many days? After 17 many days. So here 1st January and next is 18th January 2010. So let us check for the next one, which is suppose year is 2008 and it is 3066, and after 17 days what will happen? It is 31st December 2008, and after 17 days we will have 17th January 2009. So let's have a quick review of this program, children. So what I have done, you all know that in the previous video we have declared this array type variable and these two functions. So here in this, what I have done, I have got a variable days, another variable days 1, another variable days 2, which is the copy of days 1, and this variable year I have got another variable year 1, which is a copy of year. So what I have done, I have received the year part. I have made the duplicate copy. I am checking if it is a leap year so that we can modify that array. And after that, I have entered the days. So days, after these many days, we will get the first date, the first required date we will be getting, and after these many after these many days we will be getting the next date. That's why I am adding this days 1 plus days, and the copy I am receiving, which is the final value, will get calculated and stored within this variable days 1. So first of all, I'm just finding the current date, the first current date, and after these many days, after days 2 many days, which is actually days 1. So after this days 1 many days, which is actually days 2 number of days, we will be getting this next date. I hope you have enjoyed. Thanks for watching.